Well, Dan, there have been a record-breaking 10 Category 5 storms around the world this season. One of those, Category 5 Walaka, came very close to one of the islands on the north end of the Hawaiian island chain, a very small island, but that storm surge completely submerged the island. I want to show you pictures of East Island before it was submerged. It's only 1 kilometer long by 120 meters wide, but this is an ecologically crucial island to the Hawaiian chain, housing endangered monk seal and green turtles. In fact, the endangered Hawaiian green turtle, about half of its population actually lays its eggs on this chain, and you can see the dramatic altering. So just before that storm, you can see the island sticking out of the ocean there, and afterwards, well, it's pretty much submerged, and biologists say they're not sure if it will ever re-emerge. Take a listen to a professor of Earth and Sciences from the University of Hawaii on the kinds of impacts we're talking about.
We were up there in July. It was certainly obvious there were hundreds of nests up in the dune area of that island, and literally every step you had to be careful to not step on an active nest. So the ecosystem impacts are huge.
So, Joe, how does climate change factor into all this?
Well, this is an example of what we will be seeing more of in a warming climate. A storm surge associated with these kinds of very powerful hurricanes are greater because of sea level rise. And this is a story that many island nations, especially in the Pacific, are trying to communicate right now, that it isn't always a slow rise and a slow submerging of the islands. This is a small example, but sometimes it just takes a big event to completely submerge a habitat. It's, again, on the northern end of the chain, and as the professor mentioned, having big impacts on the wildlife. We're hoping that some of those wildlife may be able to move to some smaller islands in the area, but for now, this one is completely gone. Take a listen to his thoughts on how this connects to climate change.
It is very sad to see how climate change is playing out across this planet. There's just one example after another of environmental loss, human tragedy. But as I have come to understand, the solution to despair is courage. And so we have to carry on in fighting the climate change battle because we love our children and our grandchildren, and we can make this planet a much more livable and wonderful place than it currently is.
Pretty shocking stuff. Johanna Wagstaff, thanks very much.
You're welcome.